Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm Kurt Walbeck. On this week's show, we continue our Winter Ice Series, this time in the state of Wisconsin. Dale Stroschein is a former tournament angler, he's a world record holder, and today operates Wacky Walleye Guide Service out of Sand Bay Beach Resorts in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. Now, Dale is undoubtedly one of the experts when it comes to finding and catching big walleyes. Let's head out before daylight with Dale and the rest of the gang from Wacky Walleye in search of walleyes on the Bay of Green Bay.
This morning we're out here on the beautiful Bay of Green Bay chasing Door County walleyes. We call them Door County Gold up here. I mean, there's beautiful fish. This time of year, you know, at the end of February, coming into March, we're getting a few big fish rolling in to these tributaries along the shorelines to spawn. Using a lot of jigging wraps this time of year as more of a search bait. Just being because these fish, sometimes they're less aggressive, and these jigging wraps, with the way they swim down there, they'll trigger bites more than they will any other kind of jig this time of year. Oh, there's the leader. Look at that fish. Look at the belly on it. Fish is probably 26, 27 inches, and I bet you it's all of, I don't know, 8 pounds, might not even be 27. You can see the way you got that jigging wrap, he actually T-boned it. He probably threw the top treble hook in there. I mean, that was pretty good. Right now we're probably in about 28 foot of water. A lot of people, when they come up here, they always think they got to fish, you know, anywhere between 22, 23 foot of water, but a lot of times these fish get so pressured, they actually slide out to a little deeper water. All right, we're gonna let this big girl go and let her swim for another day. All right, let's get another one. So what I did for that walleye, guys, all I did was got the jigging wrap, you got that bottom treble hook, I got a minnow here, an emerald shiner. Take that minnow, I always hook it a little differently. I like to go through the top of the skull. I think the minnow sits on a little better. So I'm gonna go ahead and just thread it through, come right back behind the gill right here, pinch that minnow off. Just so if that fish comes in, he's a little negative, this might make him commit to that jigging wrap.
Hey everybody, Dale Stroschein with Wacky Walleye Guide Service. You know, when you're coming up here to the Bay of Green Bay and you're going to go out and chase walleyes, first of all, you got to understand that this is a spot that you want to come to get your fish of a lifetime, or a trophy fish. It's not going to be one of these areas where you're going to come and just get fish after fish after fish, like Lake of the Woods or Lake Erie. Realistically, you're going to come out here and spend a lot of days sitting on a bucket with no bites. But understand that when you do get bit, it more than likely is going to be a fish of a lifetime.
Oh, man. Holy cow. Alright, so far this is my first Green Bay walleye here. Feels like a good one. Holy, did he inhale that thing? Oh, look at that. Look at, they're just golden. I tell you what, that is some fun stuff. So what we've been using is the jig and wrap for these walleyes here at Green Bay. And look at how that thing has absolutely inhaled that wrap. this is crazy. These walleyes are few and far between when you get them. They're good fish, and they're obviously hungry. We had a couple more on the go here, but this one finally committed. You know, it's got to be 4 or 5 pounds, but it's a beauty. All right, let's get this guy back in the water, and we'll get right back at her. Goes. Awesome. First Green Bay walleye in the books.
Getting back to kind of the breakdown of this walleye season, you know, January is always going to be a really good time. First ice like that, those fish are chomping, and they're still relatively active. And February, for some reason, has always been a mystery to me, but it's probably one of the tougher months here on the Bay of Green Bay. Now, it may be good in your neck of the woods, but I'm just telling you, here in Green Bay, it's not going to be to your advantage in February. Now, it's not to say that you can't get some fish at that time, which we do, but it's always going to be a tougher month. Now, March, whole different animal, probably the best month out of the year. What we'll catch January and February, we'll probably double that in the 2 or 3 weeks we have of March. So that's how good March can be. And the reason that is because what ends up happening is you start now at this time of the year are going to start getting runoff. You're going to start getting warmer days, the days are longer, and the water starts running in the tributaries and it's going to pour into the lake. That's an immediate flag for them. Hey, listen, start migrating to certain areas. And so it kind of takes, to put it in perspective, kind of takes that needle in the haystack and puts the needle in the thimble.
Still searching for some of those walleyes. Fishing against about a 30-foot shelf here. Just running the new M5 by Markham, and it's definitely helps pick up fish, especially with separation on a roly-poly bottom like this with zebra mussels all over the place. You know, with the super fine line technology, it just lets a guy really find out what's actually down there instead of actually having so many dead zones on a spot like this. Here's the fish coming up, coming up, coming up. Hook up, hook up, hook. And the Suffix braid. This is my first time I've actually used the Suffix ice braid, and I tell you, I am a oh, nice walleye. I am sold on this stuff, especially when you're running chicken wraps for a big walleye like that. Not as big as other guys have been catching out here, but I tell you, they work. They work open water, they work through the ice, and he's so hooked I can barely get him out. There we go. What a nice fish. Nice fish. Plump for a smaller fish, probably a 23-inch walleye, but he is mean, he's flared out, just like they make in the Packers. Well, like they say, the fun is in the catching, not the keeping. So we're going to release this awesome little walleye. There he goes. Awesome. Well, show you what I've done here. So what I've done is I put on a little blade. This is actually an ice fishing blade, and I put it on a cross snap with my jigging wrap. So what I've noticed using the Markham is that a lot of fish are really liking rattle and vibration here. And I've picked up a lot of fish on a drop, especially with whitefish. So what that's doing for me is when I just give it little shakes, that's actually pulsating up and down. And it just gives a little extra rattle slamming against the side of that hard body of that jigging wrap. And it puts fish on the board. Sometimes you got to do little hacks like that. If you're not catching and you don't have confidence in what you're doing, it never hurts to try something out of the box, and you just might hook up into something just like that.
Well, the sun's starting to get a little bit higher here, so I think we're probably going to pack it up. So that's kind of the great part about being here on Green Bay. You can come out in the morning, fish for a couple hours, and then head out to deeper water and get back into the whitefish. So I mean, there's always action here. So I think we're going to pack her up and go get some whitefish.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Ice Force by Rapala and Strike Master.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Now before we left you for the break, we were fishing for walleyes on the Bay of Green Bay with my friend Dale Stroschein from Wacky Walleye Guide Service. We took a bit of a break for lunch, we hopped in the Yeti to warm up, and now we're headed a little further out in search of another fish that has made Green Bay famous. That's the whitefish. The guys are drilling holes and dropping cameras down, so let's get back at it right now.
A little breezy out here today, but doing some white fishing out on Green Bay, and hey, I got one. Got a fish on. Boy, this is the second time I've been here in the last couple of years, and these fish, these are fun to catch. It's coming up. Put a little bit of fight on. He's coming up. I see him coming up. There we go. Nice white fish. We're out here just off of Sand Bay Beach Resort out of Green Bay, just a little ways off from Sturgeon Bay. And we got a nice first one of the day. Not too bad. Hope we can get him unhooked and get another one going. There you go. So I caught this one on a jig and wrap. I'm down probably about 19, 20 feet right now. It was just off the bottom. Just kept jigging off the bottom a little bit. And all of a sudden I felt dead and I had him on. So we'll put this one back and see if we can get another one.
It's been kind of slower today here. We've had to get right down into the bottom and just jig it amongst the rocks and stuff, pound the bottom a little bit. The current has really come up, so we're not even using the electronics right now because you can't find them you can't find your jig on your electronics. And look at that, Green Bay whitefish. I think this is the second time I've been out here, and it just keeps getting better all the time. This clear water makes it really interesting, but these jigging wraps have been doing the trick for us. Just bouncing them off the bottom and stirring up some dirt, getting above them, and then they just come right in and nail it. And this guy here, he hit pretty hard, so perfect.
We're out here on Green Bay, and we're fishing with the Markham LX9, and we're fishing with a camera here today. And what I'm doing here with my jig is I'm actually getting the jig right on the bottom of the lake, trying to create some interest I'm fishing for whitefish here today, and they'll just pass by and they'll see my lure bouncing off the bottom, just shows some interest to them. Oh, here comes one in again now. Yeah, it's just gonna come by. I'm gonna pound it off the bottom a little bit, keep it about an inch or two off the bottom. Just let it sit there now. Just create some interest with them. Basically what I'm gonna do with the camera now is I'm just going to let him take this thing. He opens up his mouth. You can almost see him just physically just grab the dang lure, and you can just smack the hook. Just give him a minute here. Come on, guys. There he is. Oh! Yep, still got him on there. There he is. Look at that whitey. That's what it's all about, guys. Green Bay whitefish. Fishing with an LX9 with the camera. That thing was just perfect. He wants it. There he is. The Green Bay whitey. Ooh, there's one. It's a nice one. Beautiful day out here on the bay. There he is.
Fish on. What a game changer it is, just being able to see the fish come in and just engulf this jig and wrap. Oh, here he comes up the hole. Oh, going for a little bit of run there. Can add that one to the blooper reel. You gotta go all the way for them.
You see that?
Yep. Bouncing off his rib.
Small, skinny whitefish on a ripping her out.
You just came shooting up off the bottom and hit it again. Seems like a nice whitefish on the purple jigging wrap.
We're out here on the Bay of Green Bay. Catch some whitefish. I got one hooked up here. There he goes. That was pretty cooperative of him. Tasty Green Bay whitefish.
It's good to be a little bit later in the day. It's about 3 o'clock, 3:30. We're gonna get ready to go walleye fishing for the evening. We got a little bit more of a flurry going on here. We just had a couple more on the go. These Green Bay whitefish seem to be turned on. These things are a lot of fun to catch. They're more of a finesse bite here today, but they're finally turned on. Another good one. We'll get him out of the way, and we'll go catch some walleyes.
One thing about walleye fishing here on the bay, you want to get out before daylight, before the sun comes up. That's going to be your primary window. Now, that window can get extended by overcast days, snowy days, whatever it might be. It can make that window longer, but typically in the morning like that, when you get out, it's dark. As soon as that sun comes up, you're in the secondary window. And then you can stick around for about an hour, and that's going to be about it as far as for the walleye action. Then it's best to go chase yellow perch or whitefish or do something like that. Now, one thing you can do to help yourself, transition with the light. What I mean by that is set yourself some holes in shallow water in the morning, and then find an edge, and then have those holes and work out as the sun is coming up, start working deeper. That can extend your windows and can extend your probability of getting more activity. And in the evening, it's just the opposite. Find some areas that are going to be deeper when you get out, and then as that sun keeps setting, you want to work a little shallower, a little shallower, and that can help you catch more fish.
Fish on.
Oh yeah, it's pumping.
How's it feel?
Big.
Does it feel big?
Feels big.
There it is.
Big.
Oh, look at the size of
Unbelievable.
that fish. Huh?
Unbelievable.
Oh, it's gotta be one of the bigger ones in your book, huh?
It is the biggest in my book.
Nice job.
It's the biggest.
Beautiful fish.
Thank you.
No problem.
That is awesome.
Fish on, fish on. Oh, nice head shakes, feels like a nice fish. Coming up the hole, we just got to the leader. Pretty nice fight on these Green Bay walleyes. Oh, here he is, heads up the hole. What a beautiful fish. I was just snap jigging this purple jigging wrap here, and he came up and hit it on the second pause. What a beautiful fish. Door County. Let's get this big girl back.
I've been all over North America basically chasing walleyes through the ice. It's still, I would put in my top 5 destinations to get one bite and be a fish of a lifetime. So hopefully these tips help you guys, catch more fish. Don't be afraid to call us, message me on Facebook, whatever. When you get messages from me, for those of you that follow me, I write a novel. I will give you full detail on what's going on. I always want to help the angler, because remember one thing, what you put out in life is what you get back. I'm a firm believer in that. Safe fishing this year, and tight lines, everybody.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Otter, and PK Lures.
Hey, a big thanks to Dale and the rest of the guys from Wacky Walleye Guide Service for an incredible day out on the Bay of Green Bay. If you're interested in fishing with Dale at Wacky Walleye Guide Service or staying at the Sand Bay Beach Resorts, all their information is right here on the screen. And we hope that you'll join us again here next week when we'll bring you more great hunting and fishing action from around the U.S., around Canada, and around the world, right here on Outdoor Bound TV.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Venom Outdoors and Vulture Systems.
Catch anything today?
That was a big fish.
As crazy as this sounds,
That was probably one of the biggest whiteys I've had on all year.
Put one on the ice earlier, but
Okay, you're killing me here.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Cold Nation Outdoors and Acme Tackle.